welcome to the stream. Today we have more Mr. Love Queen's Choice. We are on a Victor chapter again. We are stuck in a hospital, and the doctors will not let us leave, and Victor has been by our side the whole entire time we have been in this hospital, which apparently we were out for a week, if I remember right, so this is going to be interesting. I'm going to let everybody know I am live, and then we will go from there. Bump, bump, bump. Okay, and last place. Tweets. There we go. Cool. Yay, I'm live. And, well. There. I gotta get used to that still. I'm glad it lets me review my tweets before I send them, but I still gotta get used to it. Hello, Ash. Hello, Supersonic. And hello, Plushy World. How are you guys? I hope you all are doing well. So yeah, today we're going to go into this next Victor chapter. I ended off in kind of a weird spot yesterday or last week, so we're going to go back into 11.3 and just kind of refresh our memory on what happened. So yeah, let's do this. Hello, Orville. I am with Victor instead of Gru. I lay still on the bed as the doctors carried out their examination. Even though I had no idea what was going on, I was startled by the scene in front of me. About a dozen doctors were all standing around the bed. Seemed a little over the top. A doctor cranked the bed up and helped me roll over. I gritted my teeth at the pain and complied. I'm doing good, Orville. How have you been? Wanting to see what my wound was like, I tried turning my head, but it was too painful. Victor was suddenly at my side again. His hand lightly turned my head back and caressed my hair. In other words, I'm not letting you see this. You're okay? Aw, I wish you were better than okay. He must have known long before how bad the injury was, but still, seeing it for the first time, Victor's fingers twitched slightly. His eyes lingered on the girl's neck, the furrows in his brow twisting deeper than ever before. Hello, Cool Breeze! You are early. How have you been? Hello. Pegasusangel, Rainbow Rogue, Karen, and Victor. Oh my gosh. Hello, Francisco. Yes, you finally made it to one of my streams. How have you been? Hypothetical questions about Undertale fandom characters. Thought, and one of them was error versus player. Yes, I remember that one. How are you, by the way, Determination Freak? No, we are going over the chapter we did last week, just so you guys know what's happening. And then we'll go to the next chapter, because I kind of ended off on a weird note. You're good, just chilling and designing sneakers. Nice. What kind of sneakers are you designing? The doctors quickly finished their examination, and Victor left with them. Someone made it an animation? Now that's cool. I can't wait to see that animation. You're doing alright? I'm glad to hear you're doing alright. I decided against it because I have a Kickstarter that I'm a part of, and they're actually going to be taking my money on the 27th for said Kickstarter. I mean, I'm not surprised that they sold out so fast, but yeah. I've got a Kickstarter that's taking money from me, and I'm gonna get a cool little dolphin plush for being a backer. Oh no, Orville, he got a haircut. You got a haircut? I bet it looks nice. Nike Air Force Ones. Awesome. Not long after, he came back carrying that document he had dropped and sat next to my bed. What did the doctor say?
The wound is deep, and it's very serious. You'll have to stay a while longer for observation.
Hello, So Peachy Networks. Nothing much is up. What's up with you, my friend? I know. We're so close to the end of Minecraft Story Mode. It's crazy. Oh. That bad. Will there be any permanent damage? Will I be here long? Hearing him say that, I felt a panic. I wanted to sit up straight. I didn't really sleep that good today. But it was because it was so pretty outside and sunny, and I don't really have curtains for darkening my room when it gets like that. So my body wakes up and is like, I want to go outside and walk around in nature. You got a new keyboard just yesterday? Nice. What kind of keyboard?
Don't fidget.
I couldn't really fidget if I wanted to right now. Victor's eyes flashed momentarily. Hello, Nito. How are you? Pegasus X Karen. I feel like my mic is peaking, but it doesn't look like it is on my end. So I'm sorry if my mic peaks, guys. It's a Logitech G213, G213 gaming keyboard. Heck yes. That's a cool keyboard. I can do my Karen voice if I need to. How have you been, Nito? I hope you've been doing well.
I'm here. You don't have to worry about anything.
Okay, so how long do I have to stay in the hospital? Oh, yeah, I forgot the northern lights should be visible tonight. Good luck. Good luck. I want to see them too. I want to see them too. Of course, if I move to Iceland, I'll be able to see them whenever I want. It has the rubber membrane switches. Oh, interesting. That gives you a lot smoother performance for gaming, right? Yes, please give me the pics. I'd love to see them. Okay, so how long do I have to stay in the hospital? Oh no! Yes, someone gifted you membership. Ash gifted you a membership, Francisco.
2 weeks.
That long?
You were unconscious for a week. You think it's just a scratch?
As soon as he said it, Victor felt regret. He paused and then continued in a much gentler tone. So yeah, you're able to use the emojis and all that fun stuff as a member.
2 weeks isn't a long time. If you need anything, just tell me.
I see. Wait. I was unconscious for 1 week?
Yes, a whole week.
My head suddenly hurt, like something was rattling around that I couldn't pin down. I frowned. Yes, Ash got gifted some memberships. And I knew you'd be excited when you saw you got it. You did. I can't wait to see the... Well, I think you sent it to me, though. I'm pretty sure I saw the DK... No, maybe I didn't. I thought I saw it, but I may not have. I might be thinking of something else. Victor stood up and leaned in front of me.
What's wrong?
He looked anxious, and I suddenly noticed his eyes were red with heavy dark circles around them. He said I was out for a week. Was he here the whole time? I couldn't help but speak out. Maybe I just got like a visual of it in my head when you said that. Yes, I want to see it. I want to see it. I'm fine. So, were you here the whole time? Ooh, a Molten limited edition mouse. Nice. You got some good mouses.
Yes.
After making sure nothing was wrong, Victor settled back down. Here? For 1 week?
Yes.
7 days? Victor had a look on his face like he was looking at an idiot.
There are only 7 days in a week.
His voice sounded the same as usual, but just hearing it, I felt a soothing warmth wash over me. He sounded a bit annoying. Or not annoying, annoyed. See you in a minute, Cool Breeze. This man, who values time so much, actually spent an entire week looking after me in the hospital. If I hadn't insisted he take part in the show, this whole thing wouldn't have happened. And I fell right in front of him. Just like when we were little. He must feel responsible. A wave of guilt came over me, and I couldn't stop myself from saying, I'm sorry.
Why are you sorry?
Filming that show that day was my mistake. I didn't check out the details beforehand. And I got you wrapped up in it. Were you hurt? What happened to the show after that?
Don't think too much about that. You need to get some rest.
Seemingly unwilling to continue this thread, he stood up. With great effort, I grabbed his shirt. But I still want to know. Victor looked at me and his brow twitched.
Get some rest first.
I wake up and find myself lying here. Hello, Panda! And then you tell me that a week has gone by and there's all these doctors. This is a mobile dating simulator called Mr. Love Queen's Choice. It's actually more of a visual novel, but it's also got some dating simulator stuff in it. I'm confused, but I don't want to be kept in the dark. I have a right to know.
And you're so sure that I'll know?
I figured you'd go investigate. After all, you were pretty angry then. Victor took in a breath, somewhat resigned. Yep, dating. It's a dating simulator, but it's also just it's more of so a visual novel now than a dating simulator. It's got a really good story. It's got a lot of interesting stuff that happens.
HBS quickly called off the program, and everyone on the staff was dismissed.
Would I smash any of the characters? Yes. I really like Lucian and I really like Victor. And then?
They left this country for good and have given up on competing in this region.
And that white light. Hearing these two words, Victor's eyes changed subtly.
Nothing like that will ever happen again.
How are you so sure?
I'm still investigating the rest. You just need to take it easy. Don't worry about anything else.
Victor didn't really give me a direct answer. He just kept insisting I stop thinking about it. But how can I not think about it? I felt a little flustered ever since I woke up. Since the moment I saw him, little snatches of childhood memories with him have been coming back. How did I all of a sudden start remembering these things? Are there more memories? I thought hard, but my mind was clouded. Why can I only remember things concerning Victor? Why was the show set exactly the same as my childhood? And even the same thing happened again. But all Victor told me was that it was a major misstep for the station and HBS has left the market. I don't doubt his judgment, but is all that other stuff really just in my head? Before I'd snapped out of my thoughts, Victor was already at the desk flipping through documents. Hello, Spider-Man Super Jake Zero! Welcome to the stream! I finally started to really look around. Seemed more like a bedroom than a hospital room. An armoire, sofa, desk, shelves, everything you could need, and a thick stack of documents on the desk that must belong to Victor. My gaze rested on him. His chin was a little stubbly, and his clean shirt had some wrinkles in it. Those details told me that he really had been staying here for a long time. Seemed hard to reconcile that this somber-faced man and the youth that saved me from the car accident were the same person. But looking again, I thought they must be the same person. Life is strange, sending me round in circles, reuniting with old flavors and old friends. While I stared blankly at him, Victor flipped quickly through a few pages and then closed them. He sighed and rubbed his forehead between his brows.
Now I'm certain that you like looking at my face.
Maybe. This time it was a statement, not a question. No way. I was just looking at the document in your hand. Do you know those commentary channels from 2016? Yes. I just blurted out something, trying to fast talk my way out of being caught with my guard down. Alright, here we go. Victor seemed to enjoy seeing me squirm, and he walked over to my bedside with eyebrows raised.
I made an error of judgment.
Oh? What's that?
I underestimated your strength.
My strength?
As talkative as you are, you don't seem like a patient at all.
There are new ones now? Nice. Yeah, some of them got so boring in 2016. Hopefully they've spiced them up a bit. With that, he sat down and picked up the chart on the bed.
You still have one more IV tonight.
You make quite the nurse. I quipped it silently to myself. Victor pressed the call bell, and the nurse hurried in to take out my needle. Victor,
What is it?
I'm hungry. Hearing me say that, a somewhat resigned frown came over Victor's face.
You were so talkative once you woke up, I thought you wouldn't be hungry. What do you want to eat?
You just leveled up to level 41, Blaziken? Heck yes! Congratulations. I can have anything? I'm really not picky. Hearing those words, Victor gave a rare look of delight. I suddenly have a craving for fried chicken. Chicken now. I guess people always want to eat high-calorie food no matter what. Dumpy in the beak, and they are terrible. And also they are dogpiling on PNG tuber named Jellybean. Ah, gosh. I hate when other YouTubers dogpile on each other. You maxed out to level 100? Congratulations, Peachy. Victor furrowed his brow and cut me off.
It seems I shouldn't leave this decision to you. A sick person shouldn't be eating any fried foods.
But fried chicken sounds good, Victor. But you said I could choose.
Well, now I'm rescinding that authority.
You don't have any control over me. So that's being taken away from me too. I think I've lost my appetite. The No Game, No Life movie. I never saw it. I heard of it though. Yeah, and I get that. PNG characters to express your emotions is something that I understand. This is me looking at Victor, like the girl from the Labyrinth. I don't know if anybody's ever seen that movie, but it's so good. At the end, she confronts the Goblin King. She looks at him and she's like, "You have no power over me." And then he disappears. Pegasus X Cats 2019. Always. I always like cats.
Is that so? Yeah, then I guess I'll have Mr. Mills take back the ingredients.
Although that's what he said, Victor was still standing by my bedside. Hang on. It's souvenirs food? Aw, you have your Christmas Day 2012 Wii U. I have a bunch of old school video game consoles that still work. I suddenly wish to eat again. Thank you, Chef. A smile crept across Victor's face, but it was quickly suppressed. He opened his mouth. Trying to destroy each other. So can you call them a community when they hate each other? True, they're all full of drama. They're commentary communities. They're all full of drama. That's the one thing I try to keep off of my channel at all costs is drama. Nano was fine on Sunday when I saw her. But I won't see her again until Thursday. Let me guess. You're going to call me an idiot.
You
Hello,
guessed
Mingo
wrong,
Ninja.
dummy.
How are you? Watching Victor go, I suddenly realized that at some point we'd fallen back into our old rhythm. Easy going, not a hint of pressure. Sometimes squabbling, yet as at ease as could be. There are some things from the past that we both still won't bring up. Perhaps now's not the best time. You have your old modded Wii as well? Nice. No, she can't throw out my Dr. Pepper. Aw, your dog is making sad noises. Aw, puppy, what's wrong? She misses your family. Aw, I'm sorry, puppy. I'm sorry. It can be hard. I feel so bad for it. I'll talk about it with him later, and then give him a heartfelt thank you for all those years ago. Still waiting for a season 2 of Blood Lad? That'd be interesting. The next time Victor came in, he was carrying a bowl. The bowl was separated into two halves. On one side was a clear porridge, and the other was a mountain of mashed sweet potatoes and blueberries. Is this Souvenir's first hospital meal? If someone stole my Pokemon Nintendo Switch, I would be very sad, but I could get all of that stuff moved over to one of my other Switches, luckily.
Yes.
Lucky me. Actually, I'm also the first to have had Souvenir's takeout pudding.
You truly are easy to please.
It's a rarity, makes it precious. But so was the first season of The Devil is a Part-Timer. Yeah, I thought Devil is a Part-Timer was coming back. Is it not coming back? Including some that I used to play back when I was a kid, like Ghost in the Shell, Standalone Complex. Oh yeah, I have a ton of games in my library as well. Called Meowism. Yeah, that doesn't sound like a very nice person at all. No, that's awful. Season 2 aired. Nice. Thank you for the hugs, Orville. I smiled at Victor, and through the steam I could see him pause.
You shouldn't talk so much while you eat.
Yep. I wanted to take the spoon from Victor's hand, but as soon as I lifted mine, it pulled on my back. My whole body erupted in pain. Seeing me so, Victor took the spoon and held it up to my mouth. His movements were a bit stiff, as if he'd never done this before.
Open wide.
Ah! This is so weird! Oh my gosh, that's so weird. Open wide. Aw, thank you, Orville. I try. I obediently opened my mouth and drank down the porridge, one spoonful after another. Maybe it was because Victor told me not to talk, but also maybe because it was incredibly delicious. My smartphone is airing a second season right now. Heck yes. We didn't say much, just a loop of Victor feeding me a bite and me eating it. He fed me very attentively, and the food truly tasted good. I never knew porridge could taste so good.
You think everything tastes good.
Not true. That inauthentic hot dog stand outside our building isn't any good. And my own cooking. My voice grew quieter and quieter. Victor laughed, his mouth curving in a handsome arc. It would be cool if we did. Determination freak.
That's actually quite self-aware of you.
Well, duh. I freaking cook TV dinners, and if I don't cook a TV dinner, I'm going to Mickey D's. I nodded, but could feel something wasn't right. I was obviously praising him, but it's getting at me again. Victor put down the bowl and wiped his hands. I couldn't help but laugh at how he looked.
What's so funny?
Nothing.
Do you think I have poor eyesight and hearing?
Maybe. If I say, you can't get mad.
That depends on what you say.
I just thought the way you looked just now was quite, like, what's the word? A homemaker? Don't get mad. In the past, Victor's face would have sunk, but today his face remained the same. He just stared at my face as if he was thinking, is he showing his kindness to a sick person?
I suppose I shouldn't place high hopes on your vocabulary skills.
Oh, shut up, Victor. You know you liked that compliment. Getting ready for bed, but hey-oh, hello, UB. Also, guys, don't forget to hit that like button if you haven't already. The MC just because of his face, and he just says, nah, bro, I'm gonna go against your wishes out of spite. Yes. No, I get it, Panda. I understand. If you don't like Meowball, I totally get that. And I can see why, especially because of what they said in the past, and I hate that they said that. I hate that they said that. He picked up the bowl and prepared to leave the room. Thank you. Not just for the meal, Thanks. Okay, Yubi, will do. Victor paused his step. As he pulled open the door, the sunshine hit his lips again.
You've got some rice on your face. It looks silly.
Well, then wipe it off. You're the one that fed me. It's your fault. I turned my head and looked at the bedside mirror. There was indeed rice on my face, making me look quite foolish. Victor, you old... Of course he waits to tell me. There I go, looking a fool in front of him again. Dang. Why did he wait to tell me that? So mean. My phone just, slipped. A documentary about the different choices that contemporary college students face when they graduate. I do like beef. I do eat beef and meat and stuff. I'm not a vegetarian by any means. But I also am not going to go against somebody's religion. So if they don't want me to eat beef when I'm at their house, then I'm not going to eat beef. Don't drink cola. It's bad for you. I drink cola all the time. Keeps me awake. But you're right. It is bad for me. You're right. All right. You'll need a vocal talent for your documentary. All right. And here we go. I did what I could to make it so that we would be able to make it through the story today. At least this chapter. I had to spend actual money for it, but yeah. Despite that their methods are a bit misguided. That sounds like a really interesting one. Unlock main story. As I lay in the bed, all by myself and bored stiff, a knock came at the door. Since waking, I hadn't seen anyone but Victor. The hospital seemed pretty strict. Who could it be?
It's me.
Oh, hell no. You're back? Right after something major happens in my life, you're back. He's back, guys. It's Lucian. He's back. Oh, hell no. Totally not sus. Lucian is totally not sus. There we go. That should work. When I was little, my dad had a PS2. Oh, wow. The original model. Silver North American PS2 Slim. Nice. How hard are the abs of these characters? I think they have six packs, but they haven't really shown me yet. That familiar voice. It must have been ages since I heard it. It was him. Lucian? A shadow under the door flickered. Seems he had been standing there a long time.
Can I come in?
Yeah, the door's not locked. The door opened. Lucian was once again holding a bouquet of flowers, standing there. A familiar scene. A familiar face. I was instantly taken back to that autumn, when we went on an excursion together, which turned out really bad. Lucian opened his mouth but said nothing. He just sighed and walked over to me. Wow, so it came with another PS. So they had the whole kit and caboodle. That's awesome. What are you doing here?
I'm here to see you.
Thank you, but how did you know I was here? Why is this dude doing ASMR? Because he does. This is Lucian. He's got this seductive sounding voice.
If you want to know something, there's always a way.
They're all 8 megabytes? Dang, that's pretty good. You love autumn? It's your favorite season? My favorite season is winter, but I do really like autumn because of apple cider and eggnog and pumpkin seeds and all that stuff. Huh? I was a bit puzzled. Lucian laughed but didn't say any more. His gaze swept over my face, pausing when it reached my neck. Your birthday's the 2nd of March? Awesome! Mine's the 3rd of May.
Does it hurt?
Yeah, it hurts. I got struck by what, lightning or something? A little, but it's much better. Lucien placed the flowers by the bedside. The lavender, delicate petals glistened like a dream. Are these bellflowers?
Correct.
But bellflowers aren't in season right now, are they?
That's what I thought. But this morning I looked out my window and saw them.
How strange. Such a beautiful bloom. I breathed deep. The light fragrance lingered in my nose. Lucien's gaze hovered over the flowers, seemingly filled with both pity and resignation.
Yes. As soon as I saw it, I wanted to give it to you.
I suddenly remembered something you said before. When these unlikely events happen, it gives people a feeling that fate is real, like the flowers, right? Oh yeah, I know about the fake animal rescue channels on YouTube. I don't touch them. I won't watch them. I watch Moist Critical. I watch Jacksepticeye. I'll watch Markiplier every once in a while. I watch the Y-Files, Kentucky Ballistics. And I also really like Nuke's Top 5 stuff. So yeah, I have a lot of stuff I watch. And I also like to watch Pecos Hank. I like to learn about tornadoes and stuff. Tomb Raider 2 and 3. I have Tomb Raider.
Yes, it is fate. It's also a miracle.
It's also a miracle. How? I thought you were going to say accident. Hearing this, Lucien's eyes misted over, but when he spoke, his voice was light.
Accident?
He let out a laugh, seemingly talking to himself.
Actually, many things that seem like accidents are anything but.
He said this with certainty. I blinked confusedly. I can't talk.
Whether they're things of the present or the distant past, they are no accidents.
I don't seem to understand.
You will.
Okay, that "you will" sounded really creepy. I don't want nothing to do with that "you will." No. No, 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 no. Lucien reached out a hand and held it above my head for a long while. Then he took it back. Michael Soren, Bojack, Master Oogway, Mr. Beast, yes, Technoblade, yeah, rip on that. Slaypoint, Myth Pat, Nick Crowley, and Dan TDM. Carrie Minity and Triggered Insane. I've never heard of those, but I've heard of Nick Crowley, Dan TDM, Mr. Beast, and Technoblade. Myth Pat, that's Matt Pat's other channel, isn't it? I'm assuming. So, like, he was about... I feel like he was about to make me remember something I didn't want him to remember. And then he decided against it. Then there was silence. Lucien just sat there quietly with an emotion in his eyes that I didn't understand. Oh, wow. That's awesome, So Peachy. I don't think I have a 001 model of the GBA. I do have an 001 model of the Switch. Oh, he's an Indian YouTuber. Okay, cool. Even though he was sitting right beside me, I suddenly felt he was very far away. It's not in the best shape now, but it still works. I mean, I understand that. Like, I have a bunch of stuff that I use so much that they're definitely not in good shape anymore. Oh, that means human in Hindi. Okay, I didn't know that. That's cool. The sound of footsteps snapped me out of my thoughts. Victor was standing in the doorway, his eyes pausing briefly on Lucien. You're okay, Panda, no worries. Victor walked over to my bed, exchanging looks with Lucien. One swift and fierce, one clear and cold. They stared noiselessly at each other. What is going on? Are they mad at each other? Are they fighting over me? What is going on? Is this their first time meeting? Why are they not saying anything? How strange. I coughed, preparing to introduce them to one another. Oh, you water damaged it one time. See, I did that with one of my DSs, but luckily I did it when I could still send it into Nintendo to get it fixed. Victor, this is Lucien, a neuroscience.
Hello.
I don't think he's happy. Victor cut me off, extending a hand. Oh, does Victor know Lucien? I turned and saw that Lucien was extending his hand too.
Hello. I didn't know you were at the hospital as well.
How did you not know?
I've been here the whole time.
Oh, he angry because Lucien's not been here the whole time. He's like, I'm better than you because I've been here the whole time, Lucien. Well, I mean, Technoblade, I know that he worked as hard as he could to spread love and positivity while he was here, even after he found out he had cancer. But it is sad when a YouTuber that was so positive and loving ends up passing away. Been here the whole time, he says. After a light handshake, Lucien and Victor let go. The expressions on their faces left unchanged.
You get some rest. I must be going.
After a bit of silence, Lucien said that to me. All right, and you be careful on the road. Lucien's throat trembled slightly, and then he laughed in a subdued and smooth tone.
All right.
Just tell me you're gonna be safe, Lucien. He walked toward the door, and as he passed by Victor, the two locked eyes again for a moment. You're gonna cut your hair later? I should be able to cut my hair this year, and donate it to Wigs for Kids again. A Pikachu limited edition GBA SP? Dang. That's awesome. I want one of those. When Lucien had left the room, I could feel the air of tension slowly dissipate. Yeah, people do that. There's a lot of trolls on YouTube, and I hate that. Because everybody is a human, and I feel like writing something, like whenever Jacksepticeye's dad died, all these people going in his comments and talking about how he deserved to have his dad die. I'm just like, this is so awful. Victor lowered his head in thought for a moment, and then left the room as well. Why did Lucien seem so strange today? And Victor, too. Victor closed the door and turned around to see Lucien standing at a window in the hallway. The sunlight split his face in two, half dark and half light. Lucien turned and looked at Victor. As he spoke, his voice had a hint of guiding and exhortation.
You really think what you're doing is for her benefit?
Ooh! Ooh! We got some drama going on between the boys! Ooh! What do we do now? What do we do now? Oh, no. Victor's expression fiercened, and his deep gaze locked onto Lucien. Pikachu's face on mine is almost completely worn off. Aw, because you played it so much. Yeah, I understand that.
She has a right to know the truth.
What truth don't I know?
This has nothing to do with you.
Golly! His words were like a razor-sharp blade pointed at Lucien. Lucien gave a chuckle and turned around, the darkness swallowing his entire face.
In 1908, an explosion occurred in the U.S. at the White House. There were no casualties, but those at the scene said they never experienced the explosion. You can't presume in what state the cat will emerge from the box, nor how it will emerge.
Yikes! It's crazy. If you can find a new shell, definitely get a new shell. Buditsin. Yeah, that's not cool. Yeah, that kid needs to be canceled. That's not okay. None of that is okay.
I've never presumed anything. There is only one path this world can take, and it is determined by my choice.
It's determined by your choice? What about my choice? Have I just been making choices because Victor's been letting me? What is going on?
But what if you are in the box as well?
With that, Lucian turned and left. Not a second later, he had already disappeared from the long, long hallway. Victor looked at the now empty hallway, and his eyes widened. Gotta change the battery since the original battery is almost 20 years old. Yes. He always knew there was an unknown power hidden around him, but only at this moment did he realize how powerful it was. Behind that calm and collected man was a vast web, dense, strong, and unfathomable. But this time, he would be ready. Victor walked into the room. He didn't realize that where he was just standing, a little black hole had appeared, like it had been ripped open. Oh no. Only, it disappeared very quickly. Uh-oh. What's this? Moments. Some people beg for roses and then get stuck by thorns. It's the thorns that make roses so enticing. Courage is commendable, but patience is limited. First hospital meal, actually not too terrible. I could eat 2 bowls in one sitting. Holy cow, that raised my intimacy with Victor 44. Dang. That way he's gonna chastise me. That's the only reason. He likes to chastise me. You wish. Exactly. You don't have every single Splatoon amiibo figure yet. I have all of them except for Deep Cut, which hasn't come out yet. Mr. Victor, should I send today's documents over to the hospital? Alright, let's go. You need someone who has a great acting skills, alright? Christian has done an amazing job. Don't forget to hit the like button, guys, if you haven't already. It really does mean a lot. You're okay, Francisco. Nobody's got to chat. Nobody's required to talk. If you want to talk, that's great, but if you want to lurk, I'm okay with that too. Ooh, all 3 Victor cards. Ooh, heck yes. Some of the amiibo gear in both Splatoon 2 and 3. Nice. That's gross, yeah. Alright. Here we go. Do you know Lucian? As soon as Victor returned to the room, I looked questioningly at him.
Yes.
So, you two... While I was thinking about what to ask, Victor had walked over to my bedside.
All right, get some sleep now. You've had a busy morning. Aren't you tired?
Oh, the pearlescent kicks has changed a little bit. I love my pearlescent kicks. Yeah, that's not okay. That's horrible. I'm going to stay as far away from that server as possible and just keep reporting them to YouTube. Eventually they'll take it down. And also report it to Discord, because they can take it down too. I hope he's canceled too, now that I'm hearing about him. Seeing that Victor didn't want to talk about it, I obediently closed my eyes. Victor stood by my bed watching me. When he was sure I'd fallen asleep, he quietly walked away, but I wasn't really asleep. Closed my eyes tightly, trying to make it look like I was sleeping. But I couldn't sleep at all. As soon as I closed my eyes, my head was swirling with thoughts. I huddled under the blanket, and through squinting eyes watched Victor sitting by the desk. From the stack of documents, he took out a sealed pouch. He had a heavy look on his face. Victor stared at the paper for a long while. His hand gripped it tightly, knuckles turning white. I'd never seen Victor look so nervous and stern. Something must have happened. Victor suddenly looked up at me, catching me off guard. I quickly closed my eyes and rolled over. I could hear Victor's footsteps. He seemed to have walked to the door, then hurriedly closed it. Because he can easily fake his name. Yeah, understandable. Yeah, I ain't going near that person. Thank you for the warning. I won't go near that person. I then opened my eyes and looked at the desk. That sealed pouch wasn't there anymore. I had a faint feeling of unrest and secrecy in the air, and that it had to do with me. Yeah, he sounds like a very gross person. Just like that, it was already the 4th day since I'd woken up. At first, I thought such a serious injury would take a long time to heal, but it was getting better way much faster than I'd imagined. The wound was already pretty much heated up, and I was feeling better and better each day. Everything seemed to be going well. However, even though each day passed peacefully, I still had some worries I couldn't get over, especially when Victor would clam up on me. Victor, don't you think my wound is pretty much all better?
Oh? I don't think so.
Victor didn't lift his head as he flipped quickly through a document. He seemed quite busy. Seriously? It's all healed, and I can get out of bed and move around. It doesn't even hurt. I can go up 8 flights of stairs and not get winded.
Just what are you trying to say?
How much longer do I need to recuperate here? I want to leave the hospital.
Still half a month.
Wait, what? You said 2 weeks a week ago. But you said before it'd be half a month total. I feel uneasy here. It's taken the entire night cycle for it all to display. Dang. Victor paused in mid-page flip and looked up at me. I prefer the old chunky Pikachu.
You're with me. There's nothing to feel uneasy about.
Except that I feel like you're keeping me prisoner in the hospital. It's not that. It's just that I feel cooped up, frazzled, and I haven't been to work in ages. Victor stopped and thought for a moment.
At least 10 days. You can slowly start resuming your work in here.
You said 2 weeks. And it's been like almost a week now. Hello, Death Annihilator. And now you're telling me 10 more days? You're a liar.
But this is all on the condition that the doctors give the okay. If not, I won't let you go.
Victor! Leave me alone. I need out of this hospital. I'm going crazy in here. His tone was stern, but he had a point. I had no counter-argument and nodded my head. Since making the 10-day deal with Victor, I was always compliant and gotten plenty of rest. And Victor was true to his word. With the doctor's go-ahead, he brought me some work each day. They were all just drafts needing my final approval, but it was nice to ease back into work. And so the two of us started working in the hospital room together. Don't forget to hit the like button, guys. It means a lot to me. He did his work, and I worked on my projects. Occasionally, I'd look up and find him looking at me. Our eyes would meet, then we'd keep working. Hours would pass in silence, but it was never awkward. Being with Victor felt like old times, although he could still be sharp-tongued at times. You know, it's been ages since I've seen Aunt Anna. I wonder how everyone is doing. I looked at Victor buried in his work and tried to sound ingratiating. Tomorrow's the weekend. Could I invite Anna and the others here?
You guys would blow the roof off the hospital.
No, we wouldn't. Would not. I was going to argue back, but then I thought, wait a sec. I'm the one in the hospital. Why am I seeking Victor's approval? It finally dawned on me that ever since I'd woken up, he'd been making all my decisions for me, and I just went blithely along with them. But I really want to see them. I'm stuck in here every day, cut off from the outside world. Victor opened his mouth to speak, but then his phone started vibrating on the desk. Ruh-roh. Okay, let's see what this phone call's about. As he looked at the call, his brow creased. He shut it off, put down his document, and stood up.
We'll discuss this again tomorrow. I have to go now.
I want to discuss it now. I want to see my friends. Quit being so controlling. He held on tight to his phone and left in a hurry, seemingly agitated. I guess Victor really is busy lately. Oh, hi, Keto.
You finally answered your phone. How are you? Everything okay?
I'm good. My phone was turned off before, so I never answered your calls.
That's good. I've been in Northern Europe filming a show, so I couldn't go to the hospital to see you.
It's okay. I'm good. That's just like you, getting to work and travel at the same time.
Yeah, it's really pretty here, but it's too cold.
Well, layer up. Will you bring a little gift back for me?
Of course. I remember last time I brought you back an ostrich egg from South Africa. You really liked that, right?
An ostrich egg from South Africa. Heck yes. Finally done unlocking stuff. Yay, you can finally play. Congratulations, Mango Ninja.
Oh, yeah. Would you like a Swedish dollar horse? I passed by one yesterday and thought it'd be perfect for you. Amber from Denmark would also be great. They all have a very deep romantic history. There's also Norwegian trolls that are totally cute. It's a mascot of Norway.
Oh, wow. He's really just everywhere, isn't he? He went to Norway, Denmark, Sweden. Have you gone to Iceland yet? Keto? Wow. So many things. Can your suitcase fit it all? Actually, I just want one gift. Whatever has the most character. For the rest, you can buy them all next time you go.
But maybe this is my last time filming abroad.
Huh? What do you mean last time?
It's nothing. I just mean, even if I don't go filming abroad again, I can still bring you presents.
Keto, is there something on your mind?
Am I that bad at hiding it?
Yeah? Yes.
Actually, I have something important I want to tell you.
You've decided to give up eating junk food? Didn't expect me to pull it off in an actual match? Nice.
No?
You really are different today. You're not even letting me play 20 questions.
Because it's a very important decision. I've thought about it a long time, but still don't know how to say it.
Why?
Because basically it'll hurt some people's feelings. I don't want to become this way, but I have no choice.
He sounds like he's about to cry. Don't scare me. What is it that's happened?
Don't worry. It's just... I don't know if you can accept my change. I might be very different from before. But that's the only way I can do the things I want to do and protect the people I want to protect.
I've said before, no matter what, I support you. Don't forget, I'm your biggest fan.
Really?
Of course. Really. Now tell me, Mr. Superhero, are you happier now?
I feel much better. As for that important decision, wait for me to get back, and I'll tell you in person.
Oh my gosh, what is about to happen? This is getting worrisome here. The next day, I was scared awake by my own hallucination. When I opened my eyes, Anna, Kiki, and Willow were standing by my bed. I must really miss them. I'm even seeing them as hallucinations. Boss! Woo! I've missed you too! As Kiki lunged at me, I realized this wasn't a dream. How did you guys get here? Goldman brought us. Oh yeah, he also wanted us to tell you Mr. Victor won't be coming this morning. I suddenly remembered the request I had made to Victor yesterday. I guess he'd remembered. Yeah, I understand that, but until bigger YouTubers notice them, there's not much we can do. Anna also told me that during this time, Victor had been looking after my company. Not only did he assign a dedicated team, but he also approved projects personally. You're eating chocolate cake right now? That sounds delicious. Not only that, he was also coming here every day to look after me. I started to feel all choked up. Before Anna left, she left me a copy of Miracle Finder's latest proposal for me to review. When I wanted to make some notes, I realized I didn't have a pen. I went over to Victor's desk to borrow one and accidentally bumped the corner of it, spilling papers on the floor. Uh-oh. 2-minute noodles? I like noodles. I hastily picked them up and was about to put them away when a document with HBS printed in big letters across the top caught my eye. All of a sudden, the image of Victor's scowling face as he read a document floated through my mind. I knew what I was doing wasn't right, but I found myself reading it anyway. Oh gosh, I hope Victor doesn't catch us. Oh no, I hope he doesn't catch us. The document showed that the largest investor behind HBS was Black Swan. My mind instantly jumped to that sentence written on the wall in the secret room. The Black Swan Collective, we come from the future with the sole mission to accelerate human evolution. We have Evol. We create all. We cannot be stopped, for we hold the world in our hands. Could it be that the incident at the film set was related with this organization called Black Swan? Is this the information that Victor had uncovered? All he had told me was that it was a TV station problem, but my intuition told me it wasn't that simple. Remembering the glint in his eye and his air of avoidance when he answered me, my hand trembled. Why didn't he tell me? Uh-oh. The door handle turned, and I instinctively shoved the file back into the pile on the desk. The door opened, and there stood Victor. I held my hands behind my back, laughing embarrassedly. Oh my gosh, we got caught. My Splatoon 2 skills with these Splatoon 2 specials have definitely been carried over to Splatoon 3 as well. Nice. Chicken corn soup sounds good. Eggs and mixed eggs, 2-minute noodles and chicken corn soup. That sounds good too.
Why are you standing there?
I was looking for a pin. Victor gave me a look, picked the pin up off the table, and handed it to me.
Here.
He's very suspicious. Thanks. I also need a sheet of paper. Victor opened a drawer, took out a pad of paper, and handed it to me. I took it and walked back to the bed, my heart in my throat, worried he would call out and stop me.
Wait.
No, please don't. Please don't. I'm very hungry. I'll be going to McDonald's after this. What is it?
Today's work.
He gave me a folder and took a breath.
Hold on a minute.
I'm really not liking this, Victor. What do you know? What is it?
Are you maybe not feeling well?
Before he finished, he was in front of me, his large hand on my forehead. No, I'm fine. It's just, you keep saying my name and scaring me. I'm in a cold sweat.
What are you whispering?
Might be picking up an old bookshelf stereo? That's cool. Nothing.
When I came in, I saw you standing by the desk looking foolish. Are you starting trouble again?
No? Since when do I start trouble? Mac and cheese and spicy ramen. Yes. I do not know about the Pokey for Lex situation. That's another one I've never heard of. That is so cool, so peachy.
When are you not starting trouble?
Well, have you ever heard the saying that causing a problem is the first step to solving it? Victor let out a laugh.
You're stretching that one a little thin.
Victor didn't seem to detect anything off with me. He returned to the desk and went about his work. All I could think about was what I just saw. I debated whether I should just ask him about it. The demo mode on it. I snuck a peek at him, then slowly lowered my head, then looked again. After several times, Victor could no longer contain himself.
Just what is it you want?
Victor, I'm going to ask you something, and you can't lie. I tried to look as serious as possible, and Victor seemed to acquiesce.
Ask.
That's cool. A sci-fi theme? Oh my gosh, that sounds awesome. Is there anything important that you haven't told me? I kept my eyes fixed on Victor, but his expression didn't change a bit. After a few seconds of silence, Victor opened his mouth, cool as could be.
There is.
Well, at least he's telling the truth. Oh, yeah, sometimes copyright strikes can be pretty harsh. What? He arched his eyebrows, eyes darting to the side.
You really have terrible sleep habits.
This is a lie. Hey! Seeing that he'd gotten a rise out of me, Victor smiled almost imperceptibly. I turned away, but in the corner of my eye, I could see Victor had locked that file in the drawer. Suddenly, it was clear to me. Even if I asked him now, he wouldn't tell me. A 5-disc CD changer? Nice. That's really a nice stereo. That is a really nice stereo. I knew that he had to have his reasons. So right now, all I could do was trust his judgment. Maybe at the right time, he'll come out and tell me everything on his own. An aux input. Yes, that's because of the speakers. That's cool, though. That sounds really awesome. All right, let's see what's next. No, you're good. You're good, Peachy. Sorry, I gotta stretch. Because he explained the Pokemon manga, but now he has a new channel. See, if you get your Pokemon, if you get your YouTube taken down, they're gonna start getting stricter on making new channels, from what I've understood. But yeah, whenever it's not there's no good reason for it, that makes sense. You need a careful person to evaluate the guests meet our requirements. He's careless, okay. I have nothing good for this. My cards are gonna be what gets me through this. Come on, cards. Do your best. Thank you, cards. 15,138. At least I still got 2 stars. Alright. Confirming time. Victor has really been busier and busier. It wasn't just all the coming and going and constant phone calls. His face was getting more drawn and the circle around his eyes darker. Yeah, well, even clips are fair use if you have commentary on them, but the copyright systems are all screwed up on YouTube. Oh, that's cool. An Amazon Echo? Yes. Way to knock my Dr. Pepper off, Luna. Appreciate it. You did it again. Intuition told me LFG would never keep him this busy. He seemed to have more important matters. It also has an AM/FM radio. Nice. And even so, he was still coming to the hospital every day to take care of me. Victor, you don't need to keep coming here. Victor halted his step and regarded me strangely. I'm almost all better, and I'm in great spirits. I could blow the roof off this place. You love your Google Assistant? Yeah. I like my Amazon Echo. Hearing this, Victor's mouth curled up in a slight smile. So, you don't need to come every day. Besides, I'll be out in 2 more days. I faced Victor and gave a big smile, trying to reassure him. I'll be out in 2 more days. It's gonna be okay, Victor.
People who can't keep a blanket on them while they sleep have no place making such a statement.
Gosh, he is just being like, no, you're not getting out of here. When was that?
Yesterday.
I thought you left yesterday.
I came back to pick up a few things and saw you looking like that.
Oh.
Why are you telling me this all of a sudden?
Victor stopped flipping through his document, like he was about to dig deeper into the topic.
Do you think I don't have the ability to take care of the company and you at the same time?
No! You can always do whatever you put your mind to. Really, I've thought about it a while. I promise I can take care of myself. Victor arched his eyebrows, not seeming to really buy what I just said. So, that's that. Starting tomorrow, you don't need to come. Thanks for the help. Much to my chagrin, Victor pondered it for a few seconds and then agreed. Thank goodness. That night I tossed and turned, unable to sleep. So I finally got Victor out of the hospital. All right, see you in a minute, Francisco. Victor was really agreeable today. After all, since I've been in this hospital, he's been a lot sterner than before about everything. Not letting me do this or that, ordering all my meals himself. He looks so nervous all the time. He might not have said it, but I thought he must be feeling guilty, and that's why he was looking after me like this. Ugh, when can I get out of this hospital? That's something I still can't get past. While thinking this, I suddenly heard a rustling sound, unusually clear in the otherwise quiet room. Seemed to come from the hallway. I gripped my blanket, slowed my breathing, and pricked up my ears to make out what it was. The sound fell quiet and then started again, mixed with a crackling sound of electricity. Goosebumps ran up and down my body. Oh no, what is this? I pressed the call bell at the head of the bed several times, but there was no response. Victor said before that I was the only person staying on this floor. What now? I forced myself to stay calm. After all, I had just said to Victor I could take care of myself. I gently turned on the light, picked up the hardest folder lying around, and slowly got out of bed. There was a sudden pow, and everything went black. The sound of broken glass came from the hall. I was starting to lose consciousness. As if someone was pulling me, I couldn't control my feet anymore, and sat down with a heavy thud. Just then, a fierce wind blew aside the curtains. The howling wind filled the entire room. I held my head, and just when I was about to go unconscious, the electric sound abruptly stopped. Not just the electricity, everything had gone silent. My eyes were squeezed shut, and my heart was about to jump out of my throat. Just then, 2 hands steadied my shoulders. Ah! Help!
Open your eyes and see who it is.
That voice. That voice! My heart instantly fell back into my chest. I lifted my head and slowly opened my eyes. Light flooded my vision. Standing before me, looking grim-faced, was Victor. He looked at the wide-open window, and then locked eyes on me, his chest still heaving a bit.
Are you okay?
I shook my head. I felt dizzy, and I was still dwelling on that strange sound just then. Just now. I pointed in panic to the light overhead, and was shocked to discover a wall painting stuck silently in midair. Not just that, but the billowing curtains, The shadows and the ticking clock were all frozen. Victor froze time. So who is this person trying to get us? The whole world was still, except for the beating of Victor's heart and mine. Ba-dump, ba-dump. I'm sorry, I can't read that with a straight face. It's literally just ba-dump, ba-dump. Just like that, I stared in shock at Victor. He was a little anxious and panicked. After looking me over carefully, Victor let out a sigh.
The electricity went out just then.
Then his gaze paused on my bare feet.
I take back that promise I made earlier. You don't have the ability to take care of yourself at all.
That's not true, Victor! No sooner had he said that than Victor picked me up in his arms. He held me in his arms gently but firmly.
It's clear you don't want to get better.
No, that's not it. That really scared me just then. I was in a panic. I blinked and I started tearing up as the emotions caught up with me. Victor opened his mouth, seemingly to reproach me for something, but in the end he said nothing. He put me on the hospital bed, and then without a word, he squatted down and put my socks on for me. Looking at the back of Victor's head, I couldn't help but think that since I'd known him, I always had to look up at him. And now, he was squatting before me like it was nothing. Felt like a gentle sea breeze in my heart. I just stared blankly like this at Victor, not even looking away when he stood up.
Were you scared, stupid?
Seeing the blank look on my face, Victor frowned slightly. After over a minute like that, Victor let out a sigh and squatted down so we were eye level. He took my hand and patted the back of it lightly.
Scared?
Victor's tone was gentle, a reassuring glow in his black eyes. I snapped to and hesitantly shook my head. I don't know why, but just looking at him like this, my heartbeat was calm and steady. Seeing that I looked normal, Victor strode over to the window and closed it shut. Then, he looked at the window for a long time. I distinctly remember closing the window before going to sleep. I suddenly remembered the sound of breaking glass I'd heard, but the window was perfectly fine. Was that actually all in my head? But...
Enough. Don't let your imagination run wild. It was just a normal power outage.
Didn't feel like a normal power outage.
With me here, nothing will happen.
Victor's promise seemed proof that I really was imagining things. But how were you here in the first place? It's the middle of the night.
I was in the next room over.
Wait, you were sleeping next door? When I asked you to leave me alone, you decided that you were just going to sleep next door? The next room over? So you never left the whole time?
I'm still clear on what's more important.
Welcome back, Francisco. Thank you.
Get some sleep now.
Victor's tone was strict and left me no room to argue. I can't sleep. I was already feeling anxious. Now I'm even more restless. Victor stared a long while at me, then he sighed and walked quickly from the room. When he returned, he was carrying a jacket. You need to go? You're good, Francisco. See you later. Thanks for hanging out. Hit that like button on your way out, my friend. Having your own home arcade? That would be super cool. That would be super cool, Peachy.
Put this on.
Are we going out? You want to go for a walk or something? See you later, Francisco. Victor shot me a look and said, zip it. Or that said, zip it. I obediently put on the jacket with no further questions. I said confirm, but it didn't read that I said confirm, apparently. Here we go. You'll need an animal trainer. All right. Lilina, I don't know how you say her name, is the animal trainer, and he is the cameraman, I guess. I don't know. Oh, shoosh. I still managed to beat it, though. Even though I accidentally only threw 2 cards in there. Oh, I walked with Victor to the locked window. Wait, did I see? I thought I saw. Okay, I'm gonna go back in this and fix that. That was on accident. That would be really cool if you got one of those. So peachy. That'd be awesome. If I had an arcade, I would want claw machines, and I would want, Hubert and Pac-Man and some pinball machines if I had a home arcade. There we go. This is going to be a much better score. There we go. Fixed it. Fixed my oopsie. Okie doke. I walked with Victor to the locked window. The moment he drew back the curtain, my mouth fell open. A glass-encased balcony appeared before me, the deep night sky above me, and the city lights below. A Neo Geo MVS cabinet. Now that would be cool. It's beautiful here. Victor pulled up a chair and motioned for me to sit. He stood with his hands gripping the railing. I never realized there was a balcony like this here. But why are we here?
Don't you want to release some anxiety? This is my method.
Victor's method? A powerful man like Victor has moments of anxiety too? You're telling me that looking up at the sky can relieve anxiety?
No. Look down. When the whole city is at your feet, your anxieties just melt away.
He seemed to be saying this to me, but also to himself. I followed Victor's gaze downward to the city, ablaze with lights and the streets flowing with traffic even at this late hour. I couldn't make out any pedestrians, but the flickering lights seemed to give me some peace and warmth. I looked up again at Victor's back. Is he feeling the same feelings I am right now? Was on my Evolution X Flash original Xbox. Dang, that's awesome. I used to think looking up at the sky was nice. I never imagined looking down over the city could be this nice too.
This is not difficult.
What?
If you want it, you can achieve this too.
Victor looked forward, his mouth curved in a gentle arc. Was he giving me encouragement? I'd never seen this side of Victor stripped of his former fierceness and pride, his head bathed in gentle moonlight. Maybe it was the excessive tenderness of the moment, but I couldn't help but ask what was on my mind. You have moments of anxiety too? Victor turned around, legs crossed and leaning back on the railing under the moonlight. His eyes looked languid and bright. All your games will be set on free play? Heck yes. I would so come to that arcade. I would be there. Immediate.
I do.
This is the first time I've heard you say something like that. Victor didn't make some retort like usual. He just arched his brow, signaling to me to go on. I've always thought there's nothing you can do, that you have it all. That anxiety is a world that has nothing to do with you. Victor walked over to me and sat down.
Work and life have never had an effect on my emotions. But there's one person in this world that I have never been able to stop worrying about.
I turned and stared blankly at his face. Feeling my eyes on him, Victor smiled, and when he spoke again, I could hear laughter in his voice.
I would love to know what you're thinking every time you stare at my face like that.
I'm thinking, I've never seen this side of you before, Victor. That's what I'm thinking. I am clearly looking at that star over there. Victor looked up at the starless sky and chuckled, but said nothing. Actually, I was thinking that it seems you're not the same Victor I remember.
You mean you don't see me as a humorless poker face?
You still remember.
You always bring it up to me. It would be difficult to forget.
After all, whenever I start to look at you, you put on a straight face. But I think since I've awoken, you seem a little different. Not as sharp-tongued as before. You're easy to get along with most of the time. You wouldn't like to see Victor stripped of that. You would like to see him stripped of his clothes. Indeed, Panda, indeed. Only sometimes you're a little assertive.
How so?
Like, about what I eat, or only giving me one file to work on, or insisting I'm asleep by 9. Victor didn't respond. He just looked through the wide open window with a look in his eyes, seeming to say to me, "See, this is what happens when you look after yourself." I wanted to argue back, but there was nothing I could say. "You've been taking such good care of me lately. Is it because I saved you? Is it guilt that's driving you to protect me, to hide those things from me?" I looked at Victor and tentatively voiced the doubts looming in my heart all this time. Only, I didn't say the second question out loud.
Not entirely.
What, they remade How I Met Your Mother, but every story took place in the 2020s? Okay, that would be odd. That would be really odd. Then why? Is it when we were little? Super Puzzle Fighter 2. Yes! Turbo USA CPS 2 board.
You were only 5 years old then.
Why don't I understand?
Because you're an idiot.
Again with treating me like an idiot.
Admitting you're an idiot is the first step to solving your problems.
I wasn't expecting Victor to turn that line back around on me. I felt flustered and blushed. We didn't speak again, and I just watched the gentle lights as the night grew steadily quieter. Just like Victor had said, sitting here did put me at peace. I slowly let down my guard. Staring into the distance, I mumbled, "Honestly, I don't want to just hide in a safe place, always being protected. I also don't want to always be treated like an idiot." Staring off into the city, I didn't realize that Victor had been looking at me for a long time. Maybe it was the peaceful night. My mind was like a placid lake, reflecting the pure moonlight. Drowsiness swept over me, and the city lights blurred into a haze as my eyelids fell. Yeah. Then the original. Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right about that, Determination Freak. Street Fighter Alpha 2? Heck yes. Gotta get those Street Fighter games. Feeling a weight on his shoulder, Victor turned and found the girl had fallen asleep.
You can fall asleep anytime, anywhere. You really are unguarded. You've been wondering all day, and when I tell you, you don't understand. Isn't that idiotic?
What am I supposed to understand, Victor? Does anybody understand anything that Victor told us? I don't understand jack. He said, "You two can have this." That's it. That's all he said. Kind of like the story in the Bible where the devil says, "Bow down to me and you can have the whole world." It's like, what are you even trying to tell me, Victor?
I have nothing but guilt and regret towards childhood you. Understand?
Guilt and regrets? Towards my childhood? Victor, why? You didn't do anything wrong. Only a few of the multitude of apartment lights below were lit. The whole city was pitch black. Victor turned and looked at the securely closed window, his dark eyes merging with the black night, hiding the light within. Starting just then, the aura of danger constantly swirling in the air had solidified. Victor turned to look at the sleeping girl. His breathing gradually joined with hers, slow and tender.
I will pay any price to keep you far away from that danger and discord.
But there's no guarantee you're going to be able to, Victor.
I will let you do what you want to do. But right now is not the time. So you need to behave.
I need to behave. Yeah, I didn't understand what he said either. Yes, every shoujo anime ever. You got Victor, the jerk, who really, really deeply cares about you. You've got Gavin, who's kind of the tsundere of the group. You've got Kiro, that's the super hyper childish one. And then you got Lucian, which is like the mysterious, is he sus or not kind of thing. Victor lifted his head and saw that the clear night sky was now clouded over. The land in the distance was shrouded in a black wind. Snow Bros? See, I really want to get the old school Simpsons games. I used to play the Simpsons games in the arcade all the time as a kid. And I was really excited when Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles released their little collection, and I'm hoping Simpsons does the same thing. He stayed like this, watching the skies for a long while. Victor could feel that a storm was about to come. Oh boy, we have moments. First hospital meal, actually not too terrible. Oh wait. I'm getting discharged tomorrow. Well, it's a dating simulator, so it's got the tropes that Ouran High School Host Club have as well. Just smash all 4 of them. Maybe. So yeah, it is a dating simulator. This one actually came from China, but it has a lot of the same Japanese tropes on different types of typings of men. Your pizza's here. Yummy. Have some good pizza. I'm getting discharged tomorrow. It was a test of fate and I passed again. Thanks to everyone for your thoughts and prayers. I feel every last one of them. All right. Oh, whoops. Well, I guess I'll grab this too. Victor's moments. All it took was a sunny rain to make a certain someone happy. Did you know? When it rains on a sunny day, it usually means something good is about to happen. Keto says, here's a big hug for you, Miss Chips. You've been so brave on the hospital visit. Yep, it does. You're right, Determination Freak. I like pizza too, Peachy. I have also felt your prayers for wanting to stay up late. Victor, quit being a butt munch. Minor, boss, I've missed you so much. Willow didn't take me with the others to see you. I didn't really ask for you, though. That's the thing. I'm sorry, Minor. I'm sorry, Minor. I didn't think about you when I was in the hospital. You need a noodle master level chef to be your documentaries consultant. Okay. In the documentary, you need someone who looks innocent to introduce noodles. Jade thought the noodles were vermin. Vermicelli and made a bunch of stuff up. Oh my gosh. Alright, here we go. Okay. Still doing pretty decent. Yes, I actually played the KFC dating sim. It was quite interesting. But you had to date Colonel Sanders. What if I wanted to date the spork guy? I'll take that gold. The day had finally come that I could leave the hospital. After going through all the paperwork, I was sitting in Victor's car. I thanked him for everything recently. He didn't say anything, just drove me home.
I'll pick you up tomorrow morning at 9. Don't be late.
Huh?
There's no haggling with time.
Pizza Tower. Yes. Wait, can you say that again?
I don't recall your hearing being that bad before. I'll pick you up before work tomorrow at 9.
Sucker for love. That sounds interesting. You like mushrooms on your pizza? See, I am weird. I like pineapple and ham. I was a bit dumbfounded. Was this the same Victor? No sooner had I thought it than I blurted it out. Are you sure you're Victor?
Are you sure you're a fool?
Oh my gosh, you're so mean, Victor. Yep, that's him. But you're so busy.
That has nothing to do with taking you to and from work. Enough. I have to get back to the office. Don't be late tomorrow.
Before I could argue back, Victor just rolled up the window and sped off, leaving me standing there in a daze. Morning, the next day. Seek out Gaijin Inkified Lovecraftian beings. Huh, interesting. Pizza Tower's a game. I think I remember that. I think I remember playing that a couple times. Thanks. You can just drop me off at the intersection. I'll cross the street myself.
I'll make a U-turn.
It's okay. I can walk across myself. 2 minutes later, the car eased to a stop in front of the office. Well, thank you. You be care...
Don't be late getting off work.
Jeez! Why are you being so controlling? Without waiting for a response, Victor barked that command at me and sped off again. What is wrong with Victor? Jeez. Hey! Hey! Haven't you ever heard of giving someone else a turn to speak? As I walked into the office building, I noticed 2 lines of unfamiliar security guards standing in the lobby, looking quite stern. Kiki, why are there so many security guards in our building? You don't know? Yesterday, all the security in the building was switched out, especially our floor. After hearing Kiki say that, I realized there were also unfamiliar faces at our office's entrance. Building management said this area hasn't been so safe lately, so they're beefing up security. Dating simulators, you can date a lot of things. A lot of times, yes. That had me worried for a bit, but life seemed to return to normal. Peaceful yet busy. Only, I sometimes got the feeling that someone was watching me, but I never saw anyone. Today, as I was hurrying to the conference room, I accidentally ran into Minor coming the other way, with a full cup in his hand. Hello, Shade the Fox. How are you? Ah! My super expensive civet coffee. The coffee was knocked over and splashed my wrist. He frantically helped me wipe it up. Ugh, I'm so stupid, boss. Did it scald you? Before he even touched my wrist, a strange man grabbed his arm and clamped it behind his back. What the frick? Ow, that hurts! Who are you people? 2 other men wearing building management uniforms appeared beside me, separating Minor and me. Drinks and foods to cars and houses. Yeah, I've also seen dating sims where there are animals that turn into people. Miss Pegasusangel YT, are you alright? I'm fine. Who are you guys? What are you doing? Let him go. You love Minecraft? Nice. I'm not good at Minecraft, but I try. This person's identity is unknown, and he just threatened the safety of Miss Pegasusangel YT. We are responsible for your personal safety. He's my co-worker. That was just an accident. Minor nodded his head, his face red with pain. It's true. Not only co-workers, we went to the same high school. We've been friends for years. Hello, Freddy. A horse with a human head. I think I've seen that dating sim before. They remained alert and only grudgingly let Minor go after I had explained things several times. After repeatedly confirming what I'd said was true, they nodded to me and prepared to leave. Hang on, aren't you guys building security? What are you doing in our company's offices? And also, what's that you said about being responsible for my personal safety? The men looked back and forth at each other, seemingly not willing to speak. I suddenly remembered how I'd felt like I was being watched. It must have been these guys. Just who are you guys? We are your personal bodyguards, Miss Pegasusangel YT, responsible for your safety. I've never had bodyguards before. Who sent you here? They were silent. No matter how I asked, they wouldn't tell me who sent them. But in my mind, one name clearly rose to the surface. It could only be him. I called Victor's number.
What is it?
There are people here claiming to be my bodyguards. This wouldn't be your doing, would it? There was a pause for several seconds on Victor's end of the line.
It would.
Where people could go get away with playing Honey Pop. I know, right? Why?
Ensuring your safety.
I see. But why didn't you tell me?
I didn't want you to start worrying.
Isn't this a little overboard? I'm really fine. I don't need... Before I finished, Victor interrupted me.
The investment group behind HBS is actually an international tycoon with a criminal record, whose reach extends to Loveland City.
He did have an amazing time playing it. You had a good Saturday? I'm glad to hear that, Freddie. Did he really just say that to me? Isn't that what I saw in the file? Was he actually planning to tell me this time?
What happened last time was just an accident, but I still cannot 100% confirm your safety. So these bodyguards are a necessity.
But...
No buts. I said before, that kind of thing won't happen again.
Okay.
Bye.
Gosh! As I hung up, I still felt a little gloomy. Sure, Victor was doing what's best for me, but it still felt a little strange, very controlling. Oh gosh.
What are you doing?
Well, I just got done talking to you on the phone. Why did you call me back? Just letting you know. I'm glad you enjoyed the Super Mario movie. I'm reading a book? What is it? Yeah, both PSP and PS Vita. Nice.
I heard you drank a lot of coffee today. Did you forget you just got out of the hospital?
Why are you getting reports from people about what I'm doing? Victor, chill. I was too sleepy at work this afternoon.
Sleepy? If you're sleepy, then sleep. The most important thing for you right now is to rest and recuperate. Work can wait.
No, it can't. It's waited for like a month, Victor, because of you. But if I don't work, I feel like it's no fun. I feel like life is no fun. Yeah, Trowler, yeah. Don't get angry. I promise, I won't drink anymore until my wound is healed.
You need to remember your promises.
Anyway, how did you know I had coffee? Was it those bodyguards that told you?
If I want to know, of course I have my methods.
Why are you worried about the coffee I'm drinking, Victor? Seriously? But I think this is a bit weird.
Don't feel weird. You'll gradually get used to it.
Get used to what?
Did you take your medicine on time?
Yes. I did. Victor, you remind me of my father like this. Thought I could handle someone like that.
Oh?
He used to always watch what I ate, didn't let me have junk food and soda, and made sure I got enough sleep.
You do need to get enough sleep. Now throw away that junk food and soda by your side, put down the book, and go to sleep.
How do you know there's junk food and soda by me? That is so creepy. Huh? Go to sleep now? It's not even 9 o'clock.
Don't forget, you only just got out of the hospital.
I know. Jeez, sir, you sure can nag.
Go to sleep. Good night.
I don't wanna.
If you have any problems, just call me straight away.
Wow. Yeah, you can finish talking about Trawler. Wow. What the frick, man? What the frick is happening? Oh, my word. Hello, Cool Guy 28. How are you? All right. Boop, boop, boop. Ah, crap. I still managed to beat it, but I accidentally missed the third card. Retry. Gotta get that third card in there. I'm nowhere. I'm everyone. I'm nobody. I'm the very air itself. I know, right? He's like... How does he know everything? It's so creepy. Do you have, like, a telescope looking in on my house? Like... Victor... Chill. Oh my gosh. There we go. That's a better score. Oh, I have to do another one of these. An expert. I don't really have an expert in that, but that's okay. Don't have any good ones for that either, so my cards are going to be the determining factor of this one. Yeah, well, sometimes you can tell when people are being trolls or when someone's made a second account because they're not that quiet about it. It's very obvious. Sometimes they'll use, like, the same name or whatever, and it's just like, come on. What?
Any plans for tomorrow?
Why is Victor still... What is up? Huh? Oh. Oh, I have to do location scouting for a shoot. I'm doing good, Cool Guy 28. How are you?
I thought as much.
What?
I saw your work schedule. This location scouting is down at the beach, right? You can't go.
You're not my boss. I'm a producer. I am required to go. Why? This is my work.
I'm not discussing this with you. I'm telling you.
You're not my boss. But I really do need to go. If not, I won't feel confident in the show's quality. I promise I won't get sick or hurt, and I won't run off. Waiting for a block of mini sausages to thaw out. Dang, I can't believe they haven't thawed out after 2 hours. Or after hours.
No.
Victor, I'm out of the hospital, and the doctor said I'm fine. I can't skip out on this much work. I know you're worried about me, but I'm a big girl and can take care of myself. You need to trust me, otherwise I'll feel useless.
I'll send a doctor to go along with you and add a few bodyguards. That place isn't safe.
No need. There's a big group of us going together. The bodyguards you sent before don't even need to go.
So, today you intentionally ditched those bodyguards.
Oh, you found out. I mean, it is about as big as a piece of paper. Yeah, but still.
Reason?
I know. You're protecting me, but I need space.
What did you say?
I just want to go back to the way life was before. Not like now.
You need safety more than space. I don't want something like that to happen again. I'll worry.
Don't be like this. I never had bodyguards before and things were fine, right?
That was before when I didn't know what danger you were in. I couldn't give you protection. But now is now, and I'm very clear about what I'm doing. That's it for now. I have a meeting to go to.
Golly.
Behave, and don't go ditching those bodyguards again.
This is nuts. That's a second phone call in like 5 minutes. Come on, Victor. Chill. Having bodyguards around made my life weird, but knowing that Victor was only looking out for me, I decided to just get used to it. Which I shouldn't have. As life went on, those things that used to worry me became less troublesome with each passing day. But peace doesn't mean a lack of danger. I couldn't forget the truth behind it all. At the same time, aside from looming danger becoming a regular part of my life, there was also Victor. Yeah, he needs to chill out. I mean, yes, he literally almost lost me. I literally almost died. And I get that. But, yeah. Not only would he call every day asking about what had happened and drop me off and pick me up right on time, but even the bodyguards didn't stay hidden anymore. But, like, calling me constantly is not gonna help anything. And freaking controlling everything that I'm supposed to do as a producer isn't gonna fix it. Wherever I went, they followed. I couldn't help but feel more and more hemmed in. Chillax, Victor, indeed. He's a ghost ship themed monster. That sounds interesting. I protested to Victor many times, and every time his answer back was, safety first. Victor is skeevy. Up until today, one of my father's old friends had come to visit me and even had a new collaboration project, but he was barred at the door by the bodyguards. I brought the man into the office, but unexpectedly 5 guards came in too and stood around us. Things may seem inconsequential, but there's always a straw that breaks the camel's back. Like now. Yes, Victor does need to calm down. Oh boy, I'm angry. I felt a little angry, and after stewing about it all afternoon, I hurried over to LFG. The whole way there, I thought about my personal space getting crowded out by these guards. As an otherwise peaceful day, thrown into chaos by bodyguards, I couldn't contain myself anymore. They definitely do. They're working on it. They're working on it, though. They're working on being assertive. They're going to LFG right now to talk to Victor. Clearly, I knew he was looking out for me, but I was getting a little tired of it. I needed to have it out with him today. I knocked on Victor's office door. He was a bit shocked to see me and closed the file in his hand. Are you free? There's something I've been thinking about for a long time, and I want to discuss it with you today.
Speak.
Can you call off these personal guards? Just leave the ones that are guarding the office.
Why?
After only a second's pause when Victor spoke again, it was like he was talking to himself.
This is about personal space, isn't it?
Yes. I understand the danger you've spoken of, but I'm not a little kid. I know safety is important.
And personal freedom is at odds with that.
I know, but now I pretty much have none left. I sincerely promise that I'll be good. I won't act rashly. You need to trust me. After looking at me for a while, Victor nodded his head.
I do trust you. Likewise, you need to trust my decisions.
So,
I won't call off the bodyguards.
Victor! Victor spoke with finality, leaving absolutely no room for discussion. Video game series, he is a spot. Yeah, I think you told me about that. We got struck by lightning or something. We got hit by a really strong something or other, and it left a scar on our neck. The air suddenly became cold. I stood there completely at a loss. Why is it that every time I want to talk something out with Victor, it always ends so abruptly? In my distraught state, I just blurted out what I was thinking. Why are you always so domineering and unreasonable? Oh, I gotcha. The light in Victor's eyes intensified. He looked at me with his mouth pursed tightly. I understand your intentions, and I also understand how scary the danger is. But I don't want to just remain in the dark, hiding behind you like this. Perhaps I'll never feel danger this way, but is this really what you want? I understand your guilt, but it has been really hard for me lately. It's like I'm being monitored.
Monitored? That's how you see it?
I have not seen that one yet. No, Mango Ninja, I have not seen that one yet. I don't know if you understand that feeling or not. Spending every day in terror, not having freedom, your life falling further and further out of your control? The lo-fi girl has lore. I'm not surprised. Victor's mouth pursed even more tightly and his brow creased.
I have that feeling every bit as much as you.
I know you're doing what's best for me, but I just want a little bit of space. They're right behind me every day, when I go to meetings, out on location. Even when friends are talking to me, they're standing right there. Victor said nothing. He just looked at me. I couldn't read his expression, but I felt he was angry. Seeing Victor like this was the first time I felt like he was a stranger. You would be like this before, or you wouldn't be like this before. Hearing me say this, the light in Victor's eyes slowly faded away, like an ebbing tide. I despise autocorrect too, especially when it says something like that when you mean something else. This was an expression I'd never seen on his face before. What's wrong? Victor looked at me and parted his lips, but it was a long time before I heard any sound.
So you hate all this, correct?
The sentence reverberated in the spacious room. The words just kept playing in my mind. That clearly wasn't the case, but my mind was blank. I didn't know how to respond.
I see.
A look flashed across Victor's face, like he had known all along. He pondered for a bit, like he was making a major decision. Prideful monster, but does not like it when his nets, an ability which I'll talk about in a minute, gets ruined. He's also a bit sadistic.
From now on, I won't give you rides anymore, and the calls will stop as well.
Oh my gosh, thank you.
But at the same time, you must actively be responsible for your personal safety. I won't dismiss the bodyguards for now, but they will maintain distance from you.
Okay.
How long have you been wanting to say this to me?
About a week.
Why didn't you tell me earlier?
I thought I'd slowly get used to it. Victor fell silent, and I decided to leave, but when I got to the door, he stopped me.
How was I before?
Autocorrect turning profanity into duck is funny, but it's obnoxious. I know. Before? Victor escorting me home late at night suddenly flashed in my mind. You don't abhor anything? I'm glad you don't abhor anything. Victor bickering with me at Souvenir. Victor running with me on a film set. And that night, when we looked out over the nighttime cityscape together. All of those sides of him made up the Victor he is now. For a moment, I actually wasn't sure what words to use to describe him. He really wasn't that sharp-tongued. He was tender. And he wasn't domineering. He respected people. To have actually said that about him just now, I was really out of line. Without me noticing, Victor had walked in front of me.
Whether it's me before or me now, there's only one Victor. Understand?
You should get Sonic Frontiers at some point. I've heard it's good. When I got back to the office, I put my head on my desk, unable to shake the scene from my mind. I was prepared to get into a fight with Victor, only to find out I couldn't. He truly was angry, and I truly misspoke. I should apologize to him. Although, if so, can life really return to how it was before? I looked at the clock, 7:30 p.m., before I'd be getting into Victor's car right now on my way home. Now, let's get back to work. Ew, that sounds awful, Panda. Noticed by no one, a car parked at the corner of Pegasusangel YT Company's office building. Victor sitting in the driver's seat. He looked up at the light turned on overhead, let out a sigh, stepped on the gas, and took off. Wow, so we got him to leave us alone. Twaller can create and launch nets to catch his enemies. Level up one at a time, so you'll be here like 30 minutes. Yeah, I get that. I understand that. Yeah, I figured it was a meme. I just had never heard of it. It's not one I've heard. I have no good actress for this. No good ones for that either. Alright, my cards are truly going to be what pulls me through. Hello, Applejack. What's your news? Ooh. We made it just barely. We made it just barely. Ah, man. Oh,
It's me.
I thought you said you weren't going to call me anymore. But he's also able to dig underground. Yeah, I know.
How are you feeling today?
Great. The wound doesn't hurt either. And I've taken my medicine.
Very well.
Where are you right now? I hear car sounds.
I'm on the way to a meeting.
Oh. Well, I'll let you go. Don't mind me. Drive safe.
Dummy. Call any time if you... Forget it. Bye.
Aww. That was kind of sweet. He's like, call me anytime. Never mind. He's also able to dig underground. I'm glad to hear your stomach's feeling better, Applejack. The general consensus is she's a college student. That would make sense. After that day, Victor really did stop giving me rides and calls, changed to once a week. My life started returning to normal, only sometimes feeling like something was missing. Recent show ratings have been good. The revisits we've been planning for Miracle Finder need to be pushed up on the schedule. Revisits? Starting with the show's earliest days? That was a long time ago, wasn't it? No need to revisit it if it wasn't a long time ago. We were king of the airwaves back then. Since the way she studies is like cramming, yeah, pretty much. I'm for it. If we do a good job, it'll be a big story. Because of the importance of the show, I decided to be personally involved with the whole process. It's like an MSA story. I have never heard of MSA, but let me know what it means. Hello, your average Octoling. Welcome to the stream. Our first revisited subject was about a master craftsman of colored glaze crystalware. No one else in the country could fire glazes like his. Oh, My Story Animated. Is that what you're talking about? He was also the first ever guest on Miracle Finder. To learn more about him, I read my dad's interview notes, in which I discovered a shocking secret. The day of my father's car accident, he met with this man. Which means he's probably the last person to see my father before he died. My heart beat uncontrollably. I felt like I had hit upon something vital. Just then, I thought of something Lucian had said that puzzled me. Comes equipped with a right hand that's a rake, but a left hand that's a hook. Nice.
Whether they're things of the present or the distant past, they're no accidents.
I'm doing good, Applejack. How's your day been? If these things aren't accidents, then what are they? I had a faint feeling that revisiting this would be the first key to unraveling this whole mystery. Come on. And this old master certainly was an odd character. The only way he agreed to the interview was if I came alone. And he happened to live in an old village up in the mountains. But no matter what, I had to go. After transferring from subway to bus and then walking over an hour, I finally arrived at the old master's residence, a little hut on a hillside. Hello, I'm Pegasusangel YT. We have an interview scheduled for today? I knocked and stood deferentially at the door. It cracked open and a voice came from within. Tell those people behind you to back off. I don't wish to see them. People behind me? I turned confusedly and saw 5 bodyguards at attention behind me, maintaining 5 meters distance, of course. You guys, go back. You don't need to come with me. Mr. Victor's orders were 5 meters distance, but no more than 10. We'll back up a little. With that, they all took 2 big steps backwards. Oh my gosh, that's so cartoony. The old master still didn't open the door. I was getting anxious. They'd have to back up more. His cannons, which fires red energy blasts. Nice. You must keep 10 meters from this house. No, 20 meters. But If not, I'll tell Victor. The guards were forced to follow my request. The door opened a crack and I finally went in. Miss, have you ever heard the expression, a sheep in wolf's clothing? Trowler is weak to electricity. Oh no, poor Trowler. Huh? I paused for a moment. The old man before me looked at me with smiling eyes, an expression of significance on his face. Who, me? The old master laughed, and I found myself laughing as well, and the atmosphere lightened up. Hello, I'm Pegasusangel YT. I know. I was friends with your father. My name is Charles, but call me Grandpa Chuck. Hello, Grandpa Chuck. I took out my recorder pin, set up the camera, and started the interview. When you were on the program, your superpower was that you possessed a personal other dimension where you could fire one-of-a-kind colored glaze works. Might I ask, how did you discover you had this superpower? It may sound strange, but in the beginning, I didn't know what this space was for. I just thought it was an ordinary place. At the time, I took my wife there, and she liked making handicrafts, so I set up tools for her there. If you get reborn, you have a better chance to use better magic. I slowly discovered that the place had a kind of rare glazing stone that gives a crystal unique colors. So, when you first learned about the other dimension, how did it make you feel? At first, of course, I didn't believe it. I was shocked. I thought it was something spooky, and even that I wasn't a normal person myself. That I was a monster. Ha ha ha. And afterwards? Afterwards, I met someone, and he told me that I can use Evol to do some things. That I was an ordinary person who was very useful to this world. That someone was your father. So later, I became the first guest to be on the program. Having said that, Grandpa Chuck looked at the camera and fell silent with thought. Aw, you got me a present? That's really sweet, Applejack. Thank you. Really, the true miracle isn't Evol. It's this world. Evol isn't a bit special. I'm also just a normal person with a life and troubles of my own. Grandpa Chuck's words made my mind race. Perhaps letting everyone understand this idea was my father's goal when starting this show 17 years ago. Superpowers aren't particularly special. Everyone lives on the same Earth together. How did you meet my father? He recognized straight away that the glazes I fired were not of this world. Later, he slowly became the kind of friend I could talk to about anything. I know, poor Chuck. As he spoke about my father, Grandpa Chuck's face showed nostalgia, yearning, and sorrow. And when was the last time you saw my father? The day of his car accident. My heart suddenly leapt into my throat. I had a vague sense that I was about to grasp the truth. Child, I had to apologize to you. That day, he came to my house in a hurry. He said there was something in my space he had to find. I was preparing to take him there. There was a bully who used to cuss teachers out and throw chairs at people. Aw, that's not cool, Panda. I'm sorry. Then your dad got a phone call. His expression changed suddenly, and he said he would come back later. Then I never saw him again. Hearing what had happened that day for the first time, I felt a little choked up. What was that phone call my father got? What was it in the other dimension that he needed to find? If I had taken him in sooner, that accident wouldn't have happened. Grandpa Chuck patted my back, and for a time we both said nothing. Child, do you want to see it? My special space. You've been playing a lot of Among Us hide and seek. Me too! I was playing that yesterday. Ever since that day, I haven't been back. Yeah, you're supposed to be nice to people if they have bad handwriting, not bully them for it. I composed myself, nodded, and followed Grandpa Chuck in. Grandpa Chuck had me close my eyes, and when I opened them again, a workshop appeared before me. This was the place Dad wanted to come to before his accident. From the looks of it, no one had been here in years. A row of unglazed crystals on the ground had cobwebs growing on them. Did my father say what he needed to find in here? I don't know. I only know he was very busy then, frequently disappearing for stretches of time. He had a heavy look on his face. This coincided with my own memories. Dad was always so busy then, and he would very sternly urge me to mind my safety. A lot like recently. Grandpa Chuck handed me a glazed cup. A ponytailed little girl was painted on it. Recognize her? It's you. I looked closely at the little girl. In her hand was a red balloon, and she's had a broad smile. This is... Your father painted it. At the time, he was going to give it to you as a birthday present. Now, it's finally made it into your hands. Aw, that's really sweet. Thank you, Applejack, for the flowers. I gently brushed my finger along the cup, and then carefully put it away. Thank you. Grandpa Chuck, can I come here regularly in the future? Sure. Then a guy came and put me to sleep and stole all my Pokemon. Oh no! So mean! Grandpa Chuck wiped away his sad expression and smiled at me. Be my guest. Although next time, you don't need to bring those bodyguards outside. Grandpa Chuck isn't a bad guy after all. They were sent by my friend. With that, I suddenly remembered Victor would be giving me a call today. I hurriedly checked my phone. I understand not liking that guy. It said it was after 11 a.m. I turned it off silent mode so that I wouldn't miss his call. Child, why are you so distracted? No, you don't understand. It's because someone who loves to worry will keep calling me to make sure I'm okay. The same one who sent those bodyguards outside the door. Grandpa Chuck started laughing at that. This person must really care for you. You must be important to him, or else he wouldn't worry so much about your safety. Victor's cold face suddenly appeared in my mind, and that gloomy look in his eyes last I saw him. Thinking of this suddenly gave me an idea. Grandpa Chuck, can you teach me how to make something? Of course, although there's not time to do this whole thing. Here, paint any design you want here. Grandpa Chuck handed me 2 unfinished pieces and a brush. I picked one that was cup-shaped. Your dreams and your nightmares are wild. I had some pretty vivid dreams and nightmares myself. I looked at the cup in my hand and pondered a while. Child, did you paint a dog? Is it hard to tell? This is a cat, and this is a dog. Grandpa Chuck looked at the snarling cat and the goofily grinning dog and couldn't help laughing. So vivid. I'll go air them to dry. It should take 2 hours to fire. After a long wait, finally, my first handiwork came out of the kiln. I looked at the glittering translucent cup, tinged with a blue glow, and marveled at its beauty. This will be a good apology gift. For what? When Grandpa Chuck and I left the other dimension, the moment we stepped out, I was dazed. Characters from horror games always show up in my nightmares. I'm the same. I have characters from my games show up in my dreams all the time, and nightmares. Oh, sorry, I'm stretching. Ow. Hate having soreness. What did I see? The door of the hut was wide open, and outside it was already dusk. A pale-faced Victor stood panting in the doorway. His face was scowling, and the dusk cast a tranquil halo over his short hair. The moment he saw me, a look of relief and joy flashed across his face, quickly replaced by anger. Much angrier than last time in his office, like a giant cat ready to swallow me whole. How did you...
You idiot!
Victor clenched his teeth, snarling even more than the cat on the cup. I guiltily lowered my head. Although I didn't know why he was angry, I was afraid. Stegosaurus into a pool of orange juice? Because it ate your favorite wall? Oh my gosh. The next second, I was wrapped up in a tight embrace. Aww! I love it! Was Victor stupid, or was it me? Strange. Why does my nose feel tingly? In the chest that I was pressed up against, I felt a heart beating blazingly fast. What's wrong? I turned off silent mode this time so I wouldn't miss your call. Hearing me say that, Victor's hand let up for a moment and then grasped me tighter. Are you still mad? A long time passed before I heard his muffled voice.
No.
I thought you were going to stay mad since the last time we spoke.
Am I that unforgiving?
No, it's just that the time you were so mad you didn't even call me dummy.
Dummy.
Okay, now you did call me a dummy, but this time I'm not even angry. I seemed to hear Victor laughing and then he let me go. I just then noticed little beads of sweat on his forehead. His face looked unbearably anxious, yet like the weight had been lifted, like a lion without a temper. A breeze stirred in the gentle dusk outside, and a thin light fell across Victor's face. Seeing his face, I blurted out, "I'm sorry."
What?
What I said before was over the line. I was too impulsive.
I'm sorry.
The two simple words leapt from Victor's mouth. What did you say?
I shouldn't have used keeping you safe as an excuse to constrain you.
Aw, Victor! In the back rooms with my money. Don't jiggle jiggle playing in the background. Oh my gosh.
Now I'm going back to the old me.
My heart beat like crazy. Not knowing what to say, I just stared blankly at him. Victor was looking at me too. He didn't look away. His smiling eyes were dignified and proud. Before leaving the hut, Grandpa Chuck handed me a box and said it was a gift for me. I took it and expressed to him my thanks. Grandpa Chuck walked up to Victor, his expression turning solemn. Young fella, as long as there is time, everything can change. Hearing Grandpa Chuck's words, a serious look came over Victor's face. Because time is the future. Victor looked hard at Grandpa Chuck, nodded, and walked with me. Damn it. Walked with me out of the hut. Before getting in the car, he looked back at Grandpa Chuck's hut. The surrounding trees seemed taller than when he'd first arrived. Victor did not see that a narrow crack tore open above the hut. A black vortex flashed for a moment and then closed up tight again. What are you looking at? My day's been going good. How's your day, Freddy? Victor shook his head. He turned away and stepped into the car. How did you find this place?
You tell me first. Why did you come here?
We're doing a Miracle Finder revisiting segment. Grandpa Chuck was the first ever guest on the show. I'm glad it's going
How long
well.
do you think you were in there?
About 2 to 3 hours?
Actually, it was 6.
What? How could that be? I suddenly thought of the other dimension. Could that be the reason? I went into Grandpa Chuck's other dimension.
There are lots of alternate spaces like that in this world. Aside from differences in the flow of time, some of the other dimensions have even more differences.
That was another world? Victor didn't respond. He unconsciously furrowed his brow.
In there, time is a physical thing. It can be touched, and it can be altered.
So, you mean I can return to the past? Victor turned his head and looked hard at me, pursuing his lips tightly.
No,
Why?
because that's a different space-time than before.
What did that mean? I was totally confused.
You really want to return to the past?
Yes, I want to find out the truth. The whole truth. Victor gave me a look and stepped on the brake, stopping on the side of the road. The thick trees cast a heavy shadow across the windshield. I know there are some things you haven't told me, but I really want to know. I may not have any power, but I will face it bravely, and I will take responsibility for myself. Before, I used to run from things I thought being safe was all that mattered. But now I understand. It's not good. Running away never solved anything. So, I'll be brave. Victor cocked his head slightly. He thought for a moment and then nodded.
Good.
Tell you a story. Well, I'm about to end. A cold wind blew through the city at nightfall. A crow flew onto the roof of the car, stopping for a moment and then unfolding its wings and flying off. The overpass was congested with cars and the unending sound of police sirens. I looked as a police car passed by me. Seems like a major incident just occurred. Alright. We're gonna end it here for now because I have to go to work and it is 9:15. Guys, thank you so much for watching this. I know it's not Splatoon. I know it's not Mario Kart or any of the stuff that I normally play. But the fact that you guys watch it and enjoy it means a lot to me. I really do appreciate it. On your way out, please hit the like button. It does mean a lot. And if you're new and had fun, feel free to subscribe. But yeah, anyway, guys, thank you so much for being here. And as always, much love, everybody. Mwah. Go out there, go spread some love and positivity today because you never know who needs it. And I hope to see you guys tomorrow when I do language learning. See you guys then. Have a good rest of the night. And thank you again for being here. I really appreciate you all. I hope to see you guys later. Bye, everyone!